I'm mostly working on the table build class thing that's going to be over in the guild this week, but today's nice and sunny, and I wouldn't say warm, but sunny at least. We're supposed to have a couple of days next week that get kind of around freezing, up to around freezing, I guess, so it should be kind of a nicer couple of days to be outside. So I am going to dig out a couple of the logs that I need to saw for commissions today, get them staged, just, you know, be outside. Because as nice as it is being in the shop, I kind of like the outdoors sometimes too. So we're gonna do a little quickie thing. Take care of something real quick thing. Lots of things. I might as well go dump this while I'm at it. So a couple of months ago, I organized the log pile and got things kind of neater looking. And at that time, I had these two logs here. The homeowners had them removed, or it was one tree. They had the tree removed to build their house, and they were maybe interested in a commission out of them. I hadn't heard from them, so I'm like, oh, whatever, it's not a big deal, they're busy. I'll put them way back here, because I probably won't hear from them for a while, and they're like the most protected back here. Literally 2 days later, I got a call about them. Anyway, I met with them. We decided what we're going to make with them. We're making an expandable round table and maybe something else or whatever. It's white oak. They're like 10 footers. This is a 24-inch diameter log. That's an 18-inch diameter log. And I also have this giant elm log. I talked to the homeowner on that one too, and we have some plans for what we're going to do for commissions on that. So I want to at least I have to get these out for sure. And then basically all this other stuff is the other homeowner's stuff, that elm tree removal. So this one's on top of this one. So I'm going to try and fish this out first. This should be interesting. Whatever. All right, let's see. At least they slide better now. Now, in theory, I should be able to snatch these out of here one by one. Sorry, tree. that's ready to go for next week when I'm ready to cut them. The new hoses are here. So there's them right there. So they're a bit longer than the old ones. These are 18-inch hoses. And I didn't really see a need for the 45-degree fitting here on this end because there's enough clearance in there for the hose to go straight in as opposed to needing that offset. So I went with this because this is like right off the shelf, standard buy it ships today type of stuff. And I didn't have to like go anywhere to have this made or, talk to anybody, which is, a nice little perk. So I also washed off the old strain abrasion resistant sleeve thing. So I'm reusing that as well. And these hoses were, what, $10? So this is probably one of the, I think this is the cheapest fix on this machine so far, which is nice. I put it on a universal joint this time, so now I can actually account for a little bit of mismatch in the angularity of the approach. Oh, man. This is like the worst place to put this fitting. Like, they came out just like an inch further, then this coupling wouldn't be right in this cutout in the machine. Okay, those are installed, so that should be pretty well it for this little project. Hooray! This has been sitting over the weekend, and I don't see any new wet spots, so I think that was it for leaks, which is nice. This should be the last time I top off this hydraulic tank for a long time until the next time it leaks. So that's it's kind of a nice feeling. I topped this thing off when we did all the other repairs on this thing. That was in May, I think, maybe early June. Oh, now I'm starting to see some. So it's gonna take the whole thing. It's down 2 gallons. kind of a crazy change because it was not leaking again after I did those repairs. And then it started leaking a lot, like a lot more. All right, that's good enough. There's a little bit left in here in case I need some oil for something. Maybe a quart. All right. It's almost empty. Well, we got some real snowfall. We got about 4 or 6 inches, somewhere in there. It's, I guess we'll try our new hydraulic lines and see how those do. I was out here yesterday as all the snow was coming down. I got those 2 white oak logs sawn. Haven't looked at them at all. I was just trying to get them through the saw, and then I'll deal with them later. Well, spoiler alert, there's some other leak. Okay, the leak is coming from down and under here. There's a bolt head access slot where the track assembly attaches to the frame. And this is the same spot that the leak was coming from last time, or one of the spots was leaking from. I kind of figured it was from up there because this is the lowest point in the machine. So I figured some of that stuff was making its way down to this pan and leaking out from here, but everything up here is dry still, or at least it seems dry. So I'm kind of thinking that, unfortunately, it's probably something inside of here, which is the pumps. It also seems like it only leaks heavily or profusely after it's been running. It doesn't really leak when it's been sitting. Yeah, the engine cavity is still pretty dry. Yeah, that's still clean from cleaning it. That side's still dry. Okay, so you can see it down here, it's all wet. So that's the bottom of the machine. That right there is the track bolt assembly. So this is what attaches the track to the machine on the front side here. So this slot has a little hole in it, and that's where the leak actually comes from. And there's one on both sides. Seems to be leaking from both sides. Trying to see if it doesn't seem like it's, I don't know. Maybe I'll start the machine up and see if we can see it actively leaking. The amount of oil coming out of here is indicative of a pretty heavy leak. Okay, I've been looking at this for a little bit, and what I did is I cleaned out all the oil down here in the bottom of the pan, and it all has come back. And the only place it could be coming from is from this valve thing here. So I'm gonna guess that this is something that's messed up, and you can see for some reason like all these wires are completely frayed and pulling out of there. And as I was messing with this, now it's dead. It's acting like one of the hydraulics are engaged, so it does have a lockout system so that if one of these are left engaged, for instance, it won't even start or try and do anything. So I'm guessing that in messing with cleaning up down here, I jostled something enough to disrupt something, one of the safeties, which I'm assuming is probably this guy. So, hooray, another problem. But I'm reasonably sure that this is what's leaking. This actuator thing. This is I looked in the parts diagram. So I was going through all this. This is the unloader valve, which is this thing here. So that if you're on the platform, because the platform has operator presence, if you come off the platform, that kills all of the hydraulics. And that's that valve that will kill the, this feeds the loader arms and the auxiliary as well. So if you jump off the platform while it's running, it'll kill all of those hydraulic functions. So that's what that guy there does. It kills the flow. And apparently it kills the whole machine too. So I love fixing stuff. Can't we just like make stuff out of wood and not have to fix things all the time? This machine has a fuse that covers the ignition and all the solenoids on the machine, and that was blown. So let's see what that does. Okay, about a week later, I got my parts. So there's that new solenoid with wiring that's not all frayed. And surprisingly, they also had a seal kit for the armature. There's an O-ring in here, which apparently, I guess, commonly goes bad. And there are also some seals down in here. But most commonly, it seems like it's the O-ring up in here. This unloader valve is used in several of these mini skid steers. So some other people have had the same problem with different models, but that unloader valve is exactly the same as on the 925, I know for sure. And then on the 925, it's mounted up in there instead of down here in the sump area. Anyway, I made out at only $86 for all of this from the dealer. So that's probably the most surprising part of this whole thing. A nice, pleasant surprise, at least. So let's see about getting this out of here and getting this put back together. This is gonna make a huge mess because I don't have a plug to go in the hole in that manifold just to pull that armature out. Oh, seriously? Who designed this? Why would you design it like this? You have to pull the manifold. No, come on, really? Why would you design it like this? Put it a little bit this way, just a hair further this way, and you could pull this whole thing out of here without unbolting all this crap. Because I know it's bolted on the bottom, but as soon as I unbolt it, these hoses are going to want to pull that manifold wherever, and good luck getting this block back in place with his hoses attached. Oh my God. You know, maybe these hoses have been in here long enough. Maybe I feel like they've kind of conformed to where they're going to be here, so it might be okay. Who knows? Let's see if we get this out of here, though. Oh my goodness. So you can see this O-ring down here is completely shot. It's just destroyed. And that O-ring this thing came with looks kind of small. Oh yeah, it's broken. I feel like it's the wrong size, guys. Oh my God. Well, let's just see, I guess. The small ones are for around the solenoid. The oil found some new drain holes, which the drain holes are the bolt holes that were holding the yeah, this is way too small. What, is this for here, maybe? Oh, why would they... Yeah, okay, well, this is not right, so... Okay, one step closer to being my own hardware store. This one, maybe? We'll see. Let me pull that thing out again, and we'll see if that fits. That one's a little big. Seems pretty good. Let's go with that. All right, there's our new O-ring on there. And then this is, I'm assuming this is one of the ones that came with the kit. It just helps to support the solenoid. New solenoid, and it's kind of the same thing on the little nut holder thing. Got another, the other O-ring from this kit goes there. Okay, and this just goes right on here. There, that's the whole assembly. I cleaned out the area down in here, ran the machine for a while, and I don't see any new puddling happening down there, so I think our leak should be fixed and solved, so the only thing left to do is to try and bolt this block back into place, which should be pretty exciting. Did I find it? Where's the bolt hole? Where's the hole? Is that it? No? I think that's one of them. Where's the other hole? Back here. Nope. I have half a mind to just leave this unbolted. I think that one started. It's peeing on me. That's cool. Hello?
Hello, we need you.
Ellie got her boot stuck into the pipe.
Disposing into the river. And we need a shovel and a new pair of boots for Ellie.
Alright, I'll be right there. Alright, well, I gotta go bring a boot to a child. They got their foot stuck in the creek. Also, I don't know who designed this. Why did you put this bolt head right next to this access plate so you can't even get a wrench on the whole thing? You only get a tiny little bite. See, that bolt head is like right up against that access plate. So you can't get, like, you couldn't get a socket on that. You can't get the box and a wrench on there. Okay, I think we're good on repairs for a while, I hope. Well, we're going to end this one with a little show and tell. This is a stick of hard maple. We got some metal inclusion down here in a couple of spots. This tree was, I don't know if it was like standing dead or it had some dead or dieback for a while, but it is super gnarly, not in the best of shape, but you know, why not? You can see that the top part of this tree had all kinds of voids and cavities in it, so like the center here is completely gone. This is old like nesting material from like the squirrels or mice or whatever that were living in there. Like half the log is kind of punky and the other half is still solid, so I don't know. It made a pretty good thud when it hit the ground, so it should be pretty solid, at least mostly solid all the way through there. So that's a 13-foot chunk. I think it's about 2 feet in diameter down here and about 18 up on this side. So let's get this thing off the trailer and we're gonna call this one good.
Together. That's the same thing as that. Yeah. I put snow inside the dumpster and chew it. You saw it turns pink. I know. Maxwell, you're fine.
So hope your year is off to a great start. Here in the shop, I've been hitting the lathe pretty hard. I've been sucked back into that. I've been away from turning for almost a decade now, so it's been kind of fun to make some shavings again and get rid of some of the stuff that would have otherwise been in the burn pile. So we'll be doing a bit of bowl turning in some upcoming videos. I've been quite busy. These are just some of the bowls I've been turning, and I have been delving back into the rough turning green wood too, so it's been a lot of shavings. It's been quite a lot of fun. So that is going to do it for this one. Thank you as always for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments on what we do this time, fixing the leaky skid steer, please feel free to leave me a comment. As always, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. And until next time, happy woodworking.